What is up, BogDeepTV? Welcome back to the channel. So this video is kind of going to be like an overview video of what I've done to the Humvee in the past 6 or so months, and what I would suggest to do if you ever buy a Humvee. And most people aren't as crazy as me, but some of you are. You're not crazy, you're just tactically prepared. That's what it is. So here's an overview of everything I've done. We're going to start on the outside, work our way into the cab, and under the hood maybe. We'll see. But first thing I did, new headlights. I got some Amazon cheapos, but I highly suggest new headlights because the Army ones, they're alright. Kind of dull, dim sometimes. Maybe not get the cheapos, but make sure when you get them, you get the 24 volt ones. And if you get the ones that fit like a Jeep, like your normal everyday Jeep round headlights, or motorcycle, and it says 24 volt capable, boom, that's what you got. Christmas tree for Christmas time. And of course, new rims, tires. I mean, you don't have to, but it's highly suggested because the ones that come on it have the run flats in them. Often aren't the right direction because they're directional tires, and they ride like shit. Next thing I did, but somewhat, is within here, behind there, all my bulbs, I replaced parts, some of them, with LEDs. The reason I say some is because the way Humvee set up, if you replace all of them with LEDs, they don't work. So you have to replace half, or you have to get a load module stick in the back tail light that gives it the same load as the incandescent bulbs while still just pulling the very little power that the LEDs need. Or you just get a whole new LED housings, like the whole bulb housing, everything LED. You can do that too. I just didn't want to spend the money on that. Mirrors. This is a new mirror because the other one wouldn't stay. It would always move when I drove. Windows. As you can see, I kind of messed this one up. But headlight cleaner, like the headlight restoration kits. Get one of those. If you wet sand these and then use Meguiar's plastic fix buffing compound, see right through it. Just don't do what I did and put the sealant on it, because then it messes them up. And then, may or may not be able to tell, but when I got this seam line for all the zippers was torn. Like, this wasn't attached to the door. So, fishing line, a needle, maybe some gloves or some stuff to protect for blisters or treat blisters, in a couple hours, and just stitch all around the zipper. Going through this isn't too bad, but if you have to zip stitch to this, to the actual window, it's a pain. And I still have one window to do, or one window I gotta fix that broke recently. Actually still need someone in here. I went weird and I did the floors in like some faux hardwood because I thought it would look cool, and it does look cool, but I'm starting to the point where I don't like it. So when I do this over again, and before I would do this, I would highly suggest looking into like some rubber floor shop mats and cut them up to fit. And then what I'm thinking is hollowing some of the spot in the back, putting heavy duty magnets and just sticking it to the body, because the stuff that comes in the Humvees is often torn up and it traps dirt underneath and you have to pull bolts out. So I want to be able to pull, this was to keep dirt from going under these, which it does, but it's kind of slick when it gets wet. So that's why I'm rethinking of redoing it in floor mat. And then a floor mat I can still pull out and not bolt down. So that's next summer probably. This stuff, if it's still in good condition, leave it, because it's like a heat padding, so it protects your legs from the heat from the engine, transmission, exhaust, and all that stuff. Seats, highly suggest upgrading. I got mine from Jags. They were like $129 a piece. Batteries, suggest upgrading. Right now I still got the military version of batteries, which are alright. I had to buy them when the same day I bought the Humvee, and they cost me 80 bucks a piece used. So they work now, but I would highly suggest going with like a deep cycle battery, like Marine deep cycle. I'm looking at Odyssey. A lot of people go with Optimas, or you can go with a normal Napa battery or advanced. But with the Humvee and how it draws all the amperage, and as you put more lights and accessories on it, highly suggest just hitting it off with the deep cycle right off the bat, and you don't have to worry about it. Especially with the winter time coming, if you live in a colder climate like me, these don't have block heaters, so it's gonna pull all kinds of power to get this to start in the winter. So I highly suggest going with deep cycles. Coming around the back, only thing I really did was polish up these with some more McGuire stuff, and of course my flashing yellow lights. Put your YouTube channel name on the back tailgate so everyone can see it and follow you. I know of at least one person that's followed from just seeing me drive down the road with that. The plan eventually is, since this is angled, I don't know if you can tell, but it's angled like that, so you get an LED strip along that, and so I can light it up at night. I did the trailer hitch swap out. You can get some that are like these, or you can get one that's a little bit lower, and you keep your pintle and this, but I don't need the pintle. License plate and light. I need to throw another light on here because this one's kind of dim, but literally this is just like a piece of sheet metal, some self tappers, and some bolts, but it works. And yeah, that's mainly all on the outside. I mean, I've readjusted a couple of door handles, seats, you know, harness or new seat belts if you're like me. When you replace the driver's seat though, I will say this, you either have to buy a special mounting bracket or have your dad, who's an industrial maintenance man, way over engineer something for you, and it's not going anywhere. Let's see, steering wheel, you can leave it the way it is. I decided to go a little overboard with some 550, and as you can tell, it's kind of getting wore or messed up already, so I need to rewrap that. But I think it looks good. It adds a little touch. Don't use a normal phone mount. Buy a RAM mount. I had a normal phone mount you can buy from Walmart, and the vibration shook it off the window, and it fell, hit the gear select, cracked the screen, and I had only had the phone for like 3 weeks, so I had to replace the screen already. Oh yeah, almost forgot this one. Excuse me. Put in a key switch. Like some people say these are sketchy, don't do it. But if you want security and you don't want anyone to be able to walk up and just start your Humvee, put one of these in. Or there's actually an RFID kit you can buy online, but it's like $300 and some. That you literally just hold an RFID card or key next to it and it'll start the Humvee. I don't have $300 to invest in just that when I can do a simple key start from Amazon. And then as far as set you up here, everything else that I've done, it's mainly been preventative maintenance or just maintenance. So, like, one of the first things you will definitely want to do is go through all your fluids. Check your brake fluid, check your oil, change your oil right away. Because when I got this, I changed the oil the first time. I need to change it again here soon. It hadn't been changed since 2013. I don't know how many miles have been put on it, but oil sitting in a vehicle since 2013, kind of concerning. So definitely change it. Look at your portal hubs, see if any of those are leaking. If they are, top them off, and then when you can, as soon as you can, pull the tire, pull the back cover, and seal it up with some gasket maker, because they don't make gaskets for them. So you check your transmission fluid, your coolant. Check see if what your coolant actually is too, like consistency of it. So is it good enough to hold up when the winter comes, or is it all water? Because sometimes water just gets poured into these to get them by for a little bit in the Army. So you want to be sure what it actually is. Check your air filter, make sure it's clean, knock it out. I mean, really, it's your preventative stuff. You just gotta go through every compartment and piece of it. It's not like buying a used truck. You know, when you buy a used truck from a dealership, you expect that, you know, the dealer's taking care of it. Or even if you buy it from Joe Blow down the street, you take reasonable guesstimation and hope that he's taking care of it. These things, don't think anything's ever been touched on them. Check every component. You'll thank me in the long run. Trying to think if there's anything else I can think of. Yeah, have fun in it. There's a lot of different places to get parts. Amazon, one of my favorite places. You can get parts. Midwestern Military Equipment Company.com. They got a lot of parts. Google. Just Google the part you need. Most of these parts have like a part number on it or an NSN. Just Google that and it'll take you to a site where there's a bunch of these parts. But it's really not hard to get the parts and to work on these. It's just parts can be expensive and this takes time. You can't go to local AutoZone and pick up the part you need.
Alright, so as per normal, footage got messed up, lost, or somehow corrupted. I really need to get a new camera and everything. So, what was I saying when I ended the video? Oh yeah, can't go down to the local parts store, pick stuff up, but it's easy to work on. It's just working on another truck. You just want to go through, check everything out, and as long as you take care of the Humvee will take care of you. I've tortured these things and they've always come back for more and taken it. Military ones need a babied some more, but this one, it's been an amazing vehicle so far. Haven't had really many issues. Everything I've pretty much done to it has been preventative maintenance and upgrades. So, I guess we'll sign it off here. Remember, telephone, tell a friend, tell a lot about where you've been. But share, remember, like, comment, subscribe, share, you know, so we can get out there, do more, and hopefully one good day get the Duramax swapped into this old beast and go do some crazy stuff. And I have some plans for the future and for what I want to do to some Humvees in the future if we can get everything going good enough and get hooked up with the right people. So, I thank y'all. Since it's close to the holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, Kwanzaa, everything, holidays.